Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Art and Outdoor Life here with John. So, today we're going to be painting a canal in the countryside. I was looking at a program on the TV and from England about how they have these boats and out in the countryside, and they have these canals, and you can rent boats and stay in them. You could rent them for like a week or a month, and some people buy them. And these canals have locks and dams and just different things, and they take you in wherever you want to. It's amazing. Anyways, so this is a fast and loose painting here. What I did was I put a little bit of darker blue with some light blue. And here with the hake, the Ron Ranson hake brush, I'm just kind of blending it in. That's the sky. And if you notice, I'm leaving a little bit of white in there from the paper. And, this is very quick. So everything is loose here. So with some burnt umber, I'm making a bridge here. And this bridge, it's an arch bridge. And these are so cool. They have these everywhere. They have these in the United States, as well. They go over rivers. I don't know about canals out here. And so here I'm just going ahead and I'm just kind of feeling it out a little bit. Kind of creating the edges of the canal, and also the ground, like how I want the ground to appear. Now you can take the canal itself and make it go to your far left. You could bring it straight down the center, or you could bring it off to the edge, to the far right, to the lower right. However you want to do it. You could place that canal bridge anywhere. So here I am with Payne's Gray that I make, going across the top of, that's over the canal. I have a video on how I make my own Payne's Gray. And so if you want to know about that, just go ahead and look at my videos. And I did it just a few weeks ago, I believe. Because the cool thing about doing your own Payne's Gray is that you can get your own shades in just 2 colors. And I demonstrated that in a video I did not too long ago. So anyways, I'm using, I believe it's a pale green. It's a dark green. It's not sap green. But use any green you want. Put a little bit of foliage on the other side of that road there. And in here, with some more of my Payne's Gray, I'm just kind of almost like dry brushing it. Okay, I'm going on that kind of an angle. Now I could have made it, thinner, and I could have did a lot of things, and you can too. But that's just the way I was feeling. So, feel free, if you're painting along, to go ahead and shape that canal any way you want. You could bring it toward you. You could bring it to your left or your right. You could place the bridge in the center. You could place it off to the right. As I was watching a Ron Ranson video, and he was talking about how he likes to put his main subjects off to the side. Okay, I don't necessarily do that all the time, but so here I am with just pale green, I believe it is, or it's a deep green. I didn't make my green this time. So I'm just putting in foliage and trees impressions of trees, just not really caring what I do, just kind of throwing it out there. Throwing it out there. Um, you know, I'm letting this hake brush do the job for me, right? The only thing I need my hands to do it. And I also need to keep in mind that this is a loose painting. So, let's not worry about detail, right? Okay, so, and this is not lemon yellow. It's a couple shades, probably, it's a couple shades darker than the lemon yellow that I normally use when I'm mixing with the greens. And I just wanted to highlight some of the foliage and trees and bushes. Just put it right over the top there. Not really worried about too much. Um, you know. So, by the way, if you guys are painting along, grab yourself some coffee or tea, or grab yourself a glass of wine or whatever, or water. And then if you get upset, you could throw some water on the paper. I know I'm messing around. You got to have some kind of you got to have some kind of humor. Don't be so uptight. Sometimes that's hard to do, especially for me. So as I did with my Payne's Gray, I kind of created what looks like where it goes down into the water. And then with the burnt sienna, I put a little trail going off to the road, kind of like a path, because that was my intention here, with a touch of white watercolor, not gouache, white watercolor. I'm just barely touching it and putting in just very small clouds. Okay. I did not want to use white on here as much if I could not. I just wanted to do the cloud thing. So this is a Prussian blue mixed with a little bit of ultramarine blue. It's a dark blue, that's all. So what I'm doing here is letting this hake brush, Ron Ranson hake brush, just kind of go in and put in darker shades of bush, shrubbery, trees, to give it that contrast, right? You got your lights, your darks, your, the ones in the middle, the different types of colors, and these shrubberies and bushes and trees. And by the way, I'm a member of, there's a group on Facebook, if you're into this, it's called Ron Ranson Disciples. And there are fascinating painters there. And so here I am adding a little bit of white and mixed with a little bit of my Payne's Gray. And that's the rest of the white I use in this video. And we're getting close to the end of the video here. But I just, I'm only using the hake brush here, right? I mean, just look at what you can do. You can do this. You don't have to paint no straight lines. You can do this. You can do this. And so what I'm doing here is I brought in some burnt sienna, which has got red. It's got a red tint to it, like a brownish red tint. And I wanted to put in some earth tones to also bring out the foliage and the trees. It helps when you kind of mix it up a little bit. and to, bring in some ground there. And instead of using the raw umber all the time, right? So, um, there's different ways you can do this. If you're painting along, do it however you feel like it. And I'm just kind of getting a little definition on the trail there. There's always a trail to a river, right? Um, so here, with the card, I tried scraping out some trees, and some of the paint was already dried too much, to where it wasn't really gonna work that well. But since I just put up there, now I'm scraping along here, just a little plastic card. Now, watch this. Okay, I'm using the edge of this little card, right? You see, it's really pulling that paint. But if you use the side of the card, you got to put your thumb on it, and then you can get a better smear instead of just a line, like a straight, clean line. So now I'm coming back, putting a little bit more foliage. I want some to cover up a little bit of that road that's going across the canal. And also a little bit of foliage, showing that it's going over that trail leading to the canal. And anyways, I want to thank you so much for viewing, and thank you so much for you who are new subscribers. I am greatly thankful. And I want to wish you guys a wonderful day, and a good morning, and a good afternoon, no matter what time you're watching this. And please, feel free to paint along, and subscribe, and comment, and share. Thanks again. Sincerely yours, John.